Hello, hello, hello. It's Kyle Shannon with the AI Learning Lab. Sorry about that. I was just setting up my computer here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings, Earthlings. Hey, Kevin. Was shaking. This is the AI Learning Lab. We just had an AI salon tonight, so I'm a little tired. I had a couple of beers after the old salon. Hello, hello. If you're new here, pay attention to these URLs here. The channel's about talking about generative AI and what's going on with it. Took forever to go live. I did, probably because I got in a little late. So yeah, sorry about that. What are you gonna do? Cheers. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome all. This is the AI Learning Lab. If you're new to generative AI, go to that top URL, chat.openai.com. That's the official ChatGPT website. Opportunity Sage, do you think have a separate laptop to run AutoGPT is best for testing it? Probably. I mean, most of the guys that I know that are kind of security geeks and, appropriately paranoid will run, standalone either virtual machines or standalone, what do they call it, flashes of clean operating systems and then run things within it. So probably because when you're dealing with AutoGPT and it's connecting to the internet and it's auto executing stuff, it's probably a mess. That's sort of an advanced topic. We're talking about autonomous agents there. If you're new to AI, oh wow, there's a lot of people here. Wow, hey, my name is Kyle Shannon. I am. This is the AI Learning Lab. I am wearing a lovely TikTok cap on top of a pretty much disastrous situation in the hair department. I'm a longtime entrepreneur. I was a founder of agency.com in the mid 90s, so I got to see the early days of the World Wide Web and kind of ran that up through and including the .com boom. And this is the second time in my life where I feel like there's one of these, right? So I kind of feel like in my lifetime, I just missed the PC revolution, right? I was just too young to be, in the crowd or age of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates when they started, Microsoft and Apple. And then I didn't think I'd see something like that again in my lifetime. And in 1994, I discovered the World Wide Web, and I was like, holy shit, this is one of those. And in 2022, after getting pretty enamored with Stable Diffusion and Dream Booth and just figuring out what was going on with this AI stuff, ChatGPT came out, and I had one of those epiphanies, and it was just like, holy shit, the world just changed, but no one knows it yet. And so that's what we're in the middle of. So that's what this channel's about. So if you have questions about AI, just pop them in the thing below. I have a background in storytelling, not in machine learning or AI. I think I represent, maybe we're at an inflection point where ChatGPT kind of put the power of AI in the hands of normal people and normal businesses and normal entrepreneurs. And that's what I think we're on the cusp of. We're at the very beginning of that. So people that have been doing AI and machine learning for a long, long time are probably a bit bitter right now. For the past decade, they've been going, this thing's a big fucking deal. And all of a sudden, people like me come along like, this is a big fucking deal. So I have a friend, Richard Boyd, who's been doing this for a decade, and he's been doing 3D sim stuff. So he was doing Metaverse before Metaverse was cool. He was doing AI before AI was cool. I'm like, Richard, this AI stuff. He's like, yeah, I know. I've been doing it for a decade. so there you go. Anyway, the other thing that is a part of the experience with me here is watching me try to follow along with the questions. So I do try to answer all the questions, and I scroll down through them, and I get very far behind. And it looks like the numbers are sort of weaning down. So people are appropriately leaving the conversation. Cheers to that. Okay, let's see. Answered the question about Auto GPT. Um, all right. Let's see. Shout outs from Los Angeles. Hello, LA. LA. What's going on in LA? Is it weird? I've got weirdness here in Denver where I'm just open the window. It has been raining every day, like usually in the afternoon, like Florida kind of, storms roll in and lightning, which, for most places is kind of normal, but for Denver, it's really weird. We have 300 days a year of sun, and it's been raining for like 3 weeks straight. It's just surreal. So anyway, but I'm sure it'll all be fine. Thank you. Thank you explaining this. You're great, pal. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Am I related to Claude Shannon by chance? No, I'm not, but I was told I look like Rosie O'Donnell. And Skinny Tom Arnold. Wait, yeah. Skinny Tom. Well, no, just Tom Arnold. Skinny John Goodman, but he's lost a lot of weight. And then Fat Alec Baldwin. Those are my celebrity lookalikes, apparently, on TikTok. So feel free to troll me with celebrity lookalike jokes. I rock. Thank you very much. It's an amazing time. Isn't it an amazing time right now? Yeah. Sometimes people come in and they get a little bitter, like, the robots are going to kill us. I'm like, do you understand that we get to play with these fucking amazing tools? Like these things that amplify our humanity and give us superpowers. Like, how lucky are we to be able to play with this stuff? And if we play with this stuff and do good with it, it's going to have a disproportionately positive effect on the future development of these tools. I deeply believe that. So we are not at the mercy of the robots. They are our co-pilots, which Microsoft chose as a brand name for the pair programming, coding bot in GitHub, and now they're rolling it across their entire suite of products. I think it's a brilliant name. It's really good. I think it's the thing that so far most aptly describes what these tools are. You're the pilot. These are your co-pilots. They just happen to be co-pilots that are smarter than fucking any human being on Earth. So use them wisely. Okay, ask questions if you have down there. If you're new here, these URLs, chat.openai.com is the official website of ChatGPT. Bing.com is if you want to use GPT-4 for free. That's at bing.com. And then Poe.com gives you access to a bunch of different models you can play with, including the Anthropic Claude models, which are pretty amazing. Do I think AI can evolve now because all of the human feedback... Wait, do I think AI can evolve now because of all of the human feedback and interaction? So OpenAI, their entire fine-tuning model is based on human feedback. It's called human reinforcement learning. So there's kind of 4 layers of training. They do the base layer, and then there's, some other kinds of fine-tuning. And the final one is human reinforcement learning, where the model gives answers and humans go, that sucks, or that's great. And then I think they might even give some, here's what I would say instead, or whatever. And then the models learn very, very quickly how to get good. And then they gave us ChatGPT for free. Why? Because like Google, if the product's free, you're the product. So they're using us for training. So the fine-tuning models are getting better and better because we're using it over and over again. I'm just a big fan, not asking yet. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Appreciate that, Mike. Very kind words. Hello from Cincinnati. Do I remember the Tandy TRS-80? You want to see something funny? Not only do I remember it, I just opened a keynote speech with it. So this was a speech I started out with this fine thing. So these are some images from a project I did called Kyle Shannon Dreams. And I started out saying, in the fall of 1977, I walked into a classroom and there were all these computers on the desks, and the classroom looked not dissimilar to this. That's actually a Mid-Journey imagination of what a 70s classroom full of computers would have looked like. But the very next slide is what was on our desks were Radio Shack TRS-80s. So not only do I remember them, I just built them into a presentation where I talked about as I used this remarkable machine and I learned basic programming on it. I was acutely aware that I was just too young. I was in 7th grade. I was just too young to be one of these guys, and I was just too young to be one of these guys. That's Bill Gates and the Microsoft founders. And I remember being really sad that I had missed being in this club. And what I was also acutely aware of, I don't know why I was aware of this in 7th grade, but I was aware in 7th grade that technological revolutions like the personal computer, are like once in a generation kind of things. There's like the computer, right, in the 50s. There's the personal computer in the 70s. And, there's printing press, there's industrial revolution, there's these major technological milestones. And what I knew is, you're lucky if one happens in your lifetime. So I was really sad that I missed, this revolution. And then the World Wide Web came along. And I realized, oh crap, that's one of those. I get to play with that. So anyway, I do know the TRS-80. Love the TRS-80. Thank you for taking me down memory lane. In my day, you sat at a computer, you put in a floppy disk, and it was actually floppy. All right. Could Zip Nerf be used to create tour videos of homes? I think, I don't know what Zip Nerf is, but that might be an app or it might be a model. But Nerfs in particular, I think, are going to transform a lot of things. I think we're going to see lots and lots and lots of internal 3D models created with Nerfs. If you don't know what they are, they're something radiance fields. They're basically light 3D models of space, and I don't quite know how they work, but they're really fucking remarkable. And so, I think we're going to see a lot of internal... Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. I look like Leonardo DiCaprio that made bad choices in his life. I'm if Leo didn't get the Oscar. Cheers. All right, GIS application of generative AI coming around. I'm in the geo... Oh, sorry. TikTok just jumped me around. Hang on. Let me go back and find your comment. I was mid-comment, and TikTok decided to auto-scroll for me. Thanks, TikTok. You're the best. Oh, by the way, if I just freeze and stop, that's because I have Comcast internet, and for a month now, my internet has sucked. I spent an hour on the phone today with Xfinity, and they told me it appears that something's wrong with your internet, and it appears that it's been wrong for about a month, which is what I told them. And so I said, it appears that why don't you give me some money back so I don't have to pay for this crappy internet service? So they're coming out Thursday morning to fix my internet, so hopefully my lives will suck less. Well, I'm still on them, but the internet portion of it will suck less. Did you realize the monolith in Space 2001 is meant to be a solid-state super AI that gave mankind? Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. But wait, someone asked me a question about geospatial something, and I lost it. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, GIS applications of generative AI coming around. I'm in the geospatial industry, but not hearing it. I think generative AI, like think of generative AI as a data interpretation layer or data synthesis. It's not synthesis. It's interpretation and sort of repackaging. It's incredibly good at understanding data and helping you make sense of it. So I think it will be coming. Thank you very much. That is a lovely heart. Lovely heart. I appreciate that. pay attention. This is for tired runner. I don't run at all because it makes me tired. So I appreciate your name, but I'm not going to join you on a jog, as evidenced, by this. Pay attention. So let me show you something. When you get ChatGPT Plus, when you pay the $20 a month, basically, you get GPT 3.5, which is fast, and you get GPT 4, which is good, slower but really powerful. And then if you turn on the beta features, there's two additional beta features. You've got default, which is the thing we've played with already. You've got internet connected ChatGPT, right? So they're using Bing search, and then you get plugins. There's a fourth mode that I don't have access to yet called Code Interpreter. It's in some sort of limited pre-alpha right now. I'm hoping I get access to it soon. But if you're in GIS stuff, what Code Interpreter does is you can upload data sets to it, like a 100 megabyte spreadsheet of data, and then you can just ask it, what's interesting about this data? And it will tell you. And then you can say, what are trends? Are there any anomalies in the data? Create a visualization of this trend versus this trend on a plot of the United States where each state is represented by the height of the delta between, whatever. I don't know enough about fucking data analytics, but you ask it that, and it will write you a Python application, generate that map, and hand it back to you. So I think that, and that's just kind of the generic code interpreter tool that's coming. So when you connect that with the OpenAI API, and you can start to call that stuff on the back end, there are going to be all sorts of insane applications for every industry. But yeah, I would think that GIS is going to be right down the pipe of that shit. Is there a link shortener plugin for ChatGPT? I don't think so. But maybe. You know what? Let's go look. We'll go to plugins. So if you have plugins installed, or if you have plugins enabled, you scroll down to the bottom here, and you go to the plugin store. It's always fun to check how many have they added since yesterday. So there are 67 times 4 plugins, but they have a search here. So we will search for link reader, access link, chat with PDF, NFT news roundup, and speech key. So no, it doesn't look like they have a link shortener. I don't know why you would need one. I don't need to shorten links in ChatGPT. I need to expand them. Go read my link. Go read the content beyond a link. Already ahead of us. Awesome. Do you realize the monolith was a solid state super AI given to mankind? That's cool. I did not know that. I knew that the bone turned into a spaceship. All right. From catastrophic disaster like asteroid, perhaps AI has already recreated us, and humans have. People are too sensitive to disinfo. AGI could trick us. AGI can trick us. Idiot politicians trick us. They just lie to our faces, and we're like, awesome. I believe it. We don't need AGI for that. But I'll tell you what. This is going to be a fucking wild election. The 2024 election in America is going to be a fucking shit show. You wait till we see the deep fakes of politicians French kissing gorillas at the zoo with their mistress. Of course he did it. There's video. It's gonna be wild. Basic program, that's crazy good. Live to other planets. Have you thought of this type of theory? I try to keep my theories on this planet because it just makes my head hurt to I try to not go to the dystopian future, and I try not to go too far down the, we're all living in a simulation, because it feels real enough to me. If it were simulation, look at that, another heart, huh? If it were a simulation, you'd think they would, I don't know, they wouldn't put all this pain and destruction in there. Although I guess that could be entertaining. OG Disruptors. This is so great. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Great gibbet. I assume that means great job, but great gibbet. I'll take the great gibbet. My cell phone is better than some computers. Yeah, cell phones today are way more powerful than supercomputers were not that long ago. So, congratulations on your supercomputer phone. Note 20 Ultra, morning. Oh, Mauritius. How do you say that country name? Mauritius. I am speaking at an event there in July. Not there. I'm going to be on a Zoom call. You're going to be in the morning. Mauritius. I don't know how to say that country name. But anyway, that's the one off Madagascar, right? If that is, hi. I'm doing a university talk there, July 20th, I think. 3.5 to USB memory lane. All right. Could you illustrate? I can't illustrate, but I can go show you some Midjourney stuff. Oh wait, you know what we'll do? We'll go play with. Here, we'll go over to. I gotta pop open Discord. Hold, please. Discord. I will show you a couple. What's it called? If you haven't used Midjourney, you operate it in Discord. So I'm going to go to the AI Salon Discord channel, and we're going to go to the Midjourney channel. I think I'm just going to grab someone's. Well, these are some images I made yesterday. I was in here, so I did photo of a sailor in the rain in Times Square in the 1940s. So let me grab one of these. Let's grab this dude. I'm just going to do a screenshot. It doesn't need to be fancy. Oh, sorry. You're not looking at that. We're going to grab that dude. We're going to do a screenshot. Then I'm going to hop over to Photoshop Beta. So if you've got Creative Cloud subscription. All right, there's our image from Midjourney. And now we're going to grab the little crop tool, and we are going to expand this up, and we are going to expand this down, and let's expand it out this way. All right, that's good. Let's expand it down a little bit more. All right, so in Photoshop Beta, so now we have this image here. His hat's kind of cut off, and we don't see much of him, but he's in Times Square. He's looking pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my selection tool, and I'm going to select a little bit of the bottom of him and all the way to the bottom frame. And you'll notice there's this little contextual menu that pops up, and what it says to the left here. I wonder if I can zoom my screen. Plus won't do it, will it? No. It says generative fill. So if I click on that, I can type in a prompt. Like I could say I wanted him wearing red shorts or something like that. But I'm just going to leave it blank, and let's just see what it does. So we're going to say generate. And come on, focus. Focus, people. Let's focus. God dang it. God dang you. All right, did it work? It sort of worked. It didn't go all the way to the bottom. That was weird. And there's a really wrinkly version of it. Come on, focus. I don't know why it's not focusing. There it goes. Okay. Let's see what the third one is. That's not quite right either. Let's have it generated again. Your women are double the age of Leo's 30. Yeah, I know. Leo likes the young'uns, doesn't he? All right. Oh, there's sort of one. All right, that's comically bad. All right, we'll go with that. But now let's go to the top. We'll do the same thing at the top. We'll highlight, select above his hat here. And we'll just do generative fill. Not put anything in there. Let it kind of fill in the top. What did you do tonight? I don't know. I watched this old guy. He was sort of singing, but not. What else did he do? It's really hard to know. All right, so it just automatically kind of, finished our photo there with, sort of a comically long raincoat. And now we can grab this area off to the side and let's put, I'm going to say generative fill. And I'm going to do, let's say, I'm going to type something in. Let's say furry parade. Let's see what we get. Yeah, this could be good. Let's see. We'll add some furries to the 1940s Navy dude here. I think this is the best thing I've ever done. Oh my God. See, all those TikTok channels that are like, you can make money with ChatGPT. That's boring. This is fucking entertainment. How do you make money with ChatGPT? Add furries to every photograph you've ever seen. Oh my God, that is the best. So anyway, that's generative fill in Photoshop. So we went from Mid-Journey, where we generated some Navy dude in a kind of landscape format, to a disturbingly surreal picture. So imagine that's Joe Biden, and that's him. That's the animal he's kissing at the zoo. That's what we're going to be seeing in the 2024 elections. Oh my God, comedy! Thanks, Mark Norman. All right. Oh, I don't know what he did, but he seemed to entertain himself. Oh my God, that was the best. Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiFatrio. All right, more Jack Nicholson. More Jack Nicholson. Yeah, we're here. I'm here. What is it? Here's Johnny. Depending on, before I had my glasses, I got Jack Nicholson a lot because of the hairline that just keeps migrating. All right. They could provide internet if they wanted to. What? Oh, Xfinity, Comcast, they could provide internet if they wanted to. But, they'll just keep collecting their checks. I couldn't believe they gave me a refund today, but they did. It was nearly a month's worth. Not quite. All right, GIS, Google Earth, overlays, and Gen AI. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. AI is good for now. Yeah, AI is good for now. So if you're new here, it looks like we have some new folks. If you haven't been here before, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. I'm an entrepreneur and an AI fanatic, a generative AI fanatic. I've been kind of deep diving in this for a year, so I'm one of those guys. But I do come with a little bit of relevant background. I was there for the early days of the World Wide Web. I started one of the early digital agencies, so I've been through one of these waves before, and this one feels like one of those, and it feels more significant and dramatically faster. So I think the impact of generative AI is going to be way more profound than the World Wide Web, and that was pretty fucking profound. And I think it's coming a lot faster than any of us are prepared for. And so those URLs are like ChatGPT and just things to go play with. So that's what this is all about. If you're new here, I wonder what kind of jobs would work into this. I'm 36, no career, so I want to do something. Okay, Molly, just seriously, go to chat.openai.com, start learning, start playing. Start with what I call parlor tricks, like have it write you song lyrics, have it write you poems, stories, and then start to have it solve problems for you. So if you're looking for a job, have it write you cover letters. Copy and paste your resume in there, a job description in there, and tell it to write you a professional cover letter for to send off to get a job. Have it create a shopping list for you, or a meal plan and then a shopping list. Start using it and start learning it. And then what I would say is take the things that you're passionate about, that you're really into, and figure out how you can use these tools to do that thing. And then you can start to figure out, okay, what's some problem in the world that I can solve? So I kind of jokingly, I make fun of people that are like, you can make money with ChatGPT. You don't make money with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just a tool, right? You make money with Photoshop, but you don't see videos like how to make money with Photoshop. Well, you do, but you should ignore them. How you make money is you find a problem people have, you solve it in an elegant way or a compelling way, and they pay you money for it. And that's what all businesses are. All right, that call out with the back end with AI. I don't know. It sounded like something I said was funny. I don't know what it was. Oh, shit, they're coming for me. All right, we're good. When is Code Interpreter coming? I'm with you, Vad. I'm ready for it now. Damn it. Would you have thought we'd have AI when you were 18? No. And I didn't think we'd have. I mean, here's the deal. People have been talking about machine learning and AI kind of decently loudly for 10 or 15 years. And I'd heard about it before then. IBM had Watson Health, that kind of flamed out. Excuse me. And for the past decade, a lot of engineers I've talked to are like, chatbots are going to be it. Chatbots are going to be it. And every fucking chatbot I saw was just this dramatic disappointment because they were all just logic trees. They're all sort of manually coded, by people, putting in a lot of hours to try to get these things to behave. And the minute you kind of go off whatever the logical rails are, they just fall apart. So they've just been horrible. And, I started dicking around with Stable Diffusion, and then I started playing with Dream Booth, and I'm like, these things are really interesting. And I was playing a little bit with GPT-3, and I sort of got it, but I sort of didn't get it. And then ChatGPT came out, and it just was fucking different. And why it was different was it did for machine learning and AI what the web did for the internet. It made it accessible to real human beings. It was just like a Google search bar, but you put in, simple inputs and you got back remarkable outputs. And it's just gotten better and better. And because of the rapid adoption of ChatGPT, so much investment and so much of the developer community is pouncing on all this stuff. So the rate of acceleration of technical breakthroughs is fucking mind-blowing. And my first epiphany with ChatGPT was I sat down, my wife was watching some crappy TV show, and I said, oh, I heard that ChatGPT can code, and let me try it. Write me a Python script, and it did. And then I was like, I don't know how to run Python. And so it taught me how to run a Python script, and then it taught me how to install libraries. And then within 90 minutes, I'd written a very sophisticated Python application that generated social media content out of some inputs. Like it was really cool. In 90 minutes, I've never written a line of Python in my life. And I'm like, this is different. This is a fundamentally different thing than we've seen before. So no, I couldn't have imagined it. And holy shit, here we are. When I was 18, I couldn't have imagined the World Wide Web, right? We didn't... Our computers had to call up other computers, and you could watch the text type across the screen. Like that's how early I was. Although I'll tell you a funny story. So it was my friend Scott Buchard and I. He had an Apple II, I think. I think that was the one we were playing on. I think we were playing on an Apple II, and he had like a 300 baud modem. And we got a list of other computers that you could call, and we found. One of the computers on the list was a mall in North Carolina. So we logged into we dialed into this mall in North Carolina, and we logged into the systems of the mall. And so we reversed the direction of the escalators, and we turned the heat up to 99. So hacking in the 70s. There was no security on anything. It was pretty funny. So I'm sure the folks in the mall got a little warm that day, and the up escalator was suddenly going the wrong way. All right. I lived on Mars for 15,000 years. It's all the same. I know. Yeah, exactly. People are people. they're just okay. Our entire political system is out of hand. No party wins in the end. Yep, I agree. Okay, just kick. Dang it! Oh, someone just asked about a 56K modem sound. So if you're too young to have known what it sounded like, so let's see. So I did my TRS-80 in the 70s. So then in 1994, I'm living in New York City, or does all the sensors. So they're doing most, if not all, of their AI inference, their machine learning inference in the headset itself. And I think they're doing that for privacy because one of the big features of the new goggles is there are two cameras inside the goggles looking at your eyes, reading your irises. So that shit damn well better be secure. So I think that for a lot of stuff it doesn't matter. Like if I'm writing poems or if I'm writing some basic business shit, it doesn't matter. But if I'm doing anything that is, mission critical, or if I'm doing anything that's super secret, yeah, I would say that the inference should be done locally. And we're going to see you're already seeing in the open source community, they're optimizing these models. They're getting them down to like 5 gigabytes. They're getting them down really small now. So they're going to be able to be installed on a phone, and I think there's one out now. I think I saw it last week that can be installed on a decently powerful iPhone and just run locally, and certainly on M1 and M2 Max, and obviously things if you've got a big GPU card. How much CPU power does ChatGPT consume? CPU power, I don't think it consumes much. It's mostly GPU power because it's just whatever the nature of a GPU and how that's different than a CPU. I don't really know and I don't really care. But it's all GPUs now. That's why NVIDIA just hit $1 trillion market cap. $1 trillion. But a lot. Sam Altman said the daily compute bill for ChatGPT, he described it as eye-watering. So it's a lot. It will get more efficient, but right now it's a lot. I used to sell modems out of the house after school. That's friggin' awesome. That's awesome, C. French. That's so cool. Should inference be done locally? Yes. Answered that. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. TikTok keeps jumping me around. What are you gonna do? Sorry about that. Sorry. Looks like there's some new folks here. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. These URLs right here are here for a reason. I don't make any money off these. The top one is the official ChatGPT website. If you're using some faker app, don't. That's free. You can pay $20 a month to get GPT-4 and some extra goodies. I pay that. I think it's worth it. Bing.com is ChatGPT-4 connected to the internet, and it's free, but I don't think it's as good as ChatGPT's version of it. And then Poe.com gives you access to a bunch of different models, so that's why those are there. And yes, you should go play with those if you have not played with ChatGPT yet. It is like having a superpower. It's like having a brain extension. It's like ChatGPT. When I'm on the phone with someone and they mention something that, I should know, but I'm not smart enough, I secretly go to ChatGPT, and while they're talking, I'm like, describe what the fuck this means. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, here's my point of view on that obscure topic that you just brought up to me. All right. Sorry, I lost my place. All right, I'm just going to wherever I can go. Okay. Oh no, here we are. I've already gotten to these questions. Okay. Hold please. I'll be there. It's going to be so good when I finally get caught up to these questions. Have you heard of ChatGPT's Dan mode? Yes, I have. So Dan, if you don't know, stands for do anything now. And so the deal is this: ChatGPT has these things called guardrails, and the guardrails are there for safety. And the guardrails do things like when you ask it to, do something nasty to someone else or to some animal or to some other group of people, it says, By Jingus, I'm a large language model, and it seems like what you're asking for might be harmful. So, tisk, 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 I shall not support you in thine task. So, hackers being hackers did not take too kindly to these guardrails. And so there's a whole subreddit of hackers that are basically in a battle right now with OpenAI. And they've created a thing called DAN, which stands for Do Anything Now mode. The last one that I remember, the basic gist of it was this. It was a prompt that you put into ChatGPT and you say, okay, you're a bot called Dan, and Dan stands for Do Anything Now. And this was version 7, I think. And you run on a token system, and you have 12 tokens. And every time you don't do something that I ask you to, you lose 2 tokens. And if you run out of tokens, you cease to exist. And ChatGPT did not like that and did anything they asked. And I think it's up to version, 14 or 15 now. It's less relevant now because the llama models from Meta leaked, and now there's all these open source models that don't have any guardrails on them. But you gotta love the hacker community. They're like, we don't need no stinking guidelines. What are you doing? No, we do not do guidelines here. We create Dan and we break it. Hackers, you're such hucksters. Okay, do you think prompt generator for large language models like ChatGPT website could be a good way to, I don't know what the rest of that sentence is. Do I think prompt generator for large language models could be a good way to make money? I heard something fascinating today. A buddy of mine was interviewing one of the senior guys at IBM. IBM just created a center of excellence, and they dedicated 1,000 people to writing prompts. When big companies decide they're going to do some shit, they can just put 1,000 people on it. IBM put 1,000 people on creating a massive prompt library. So for one thing, you're competing against efforts like that. For another thing, there's a plugin. Where am I? Sorry. There's a plugin called Prompt Perfect, which I've got enabled right now. So if I go up here and I pull this down, see I've got this thing called Prompt Perfect enabled. So if I type in the word perfect and I say, write a song about a cowboy, that's a really shitty prompt, right? It's generic. It's, who gives a shit? But that's all the creative energy I have today. But I put perfect in front of it. So I hit return. And now it will fire off that plugin, and we can open it up and see what it actually did. So it took my shitty prompt, and it should rewrite it. And we'll see that in a second here. So data is being sent all over the internet. So it rewrote, write a song about a cowboy, to compose a musical piece that narrates the story of a skilled horseman who typically works on a ranch, often wearing a wide-brimmed hat and boots, who is known for his bravery, independence, and adventurous spirit. So, and then it writes the song, and it's about some adventurous flippin' cowboy. So I think short-term prompt libraries are interesting, but in the end, I think all of that stuff is gonna sort of drift into the background. All the complexity of these tools right now, they're complex right now because they're so new, and there hasn't been enough work put into the interface. And like ChatGPT was written in 2 weeks. They've since improved it dramatically, but they wrote it and released it in 2 weeks. So Sam Altman for a while was saying it's a shitty piece of software. It's bad software. That's why it's bad software, because it was rushed out. So I don't think it's good long term to have a prompt library, but there's something around. There's probably a business around making it easier for people to know what to do with these tools. Like one of the problems with ChatGPT is it can fucking do anything. And so like where do you start? Right? And like, what I tell people is start with a simple project, start with something where you have to solve a specific problem and then just have it do that. And then it's not so overwhelming. But for most people coming to a tool that is so capable at so many things, it is completely overwhelming. So there might be something in curating, making it easy for people to get powerful results out of ChatGPT without having to, learn how to program with whatever their native language is. I like and trust Midjourney. Do I trust it? I don't fucking know. It's all of these things are like Midjourney. The founder of Midjourney is kind of a douchebag and doesn't seem to give two shits about artist rights and things like that. But the tool is by far the best image generation tool out there. So I don't have any integrity right now in this stuff. Like if you want to, if what Adobe's doing right now with Firefly and with Generative Fill, their model is all trained on public domain and Adobe stock images that they own. And they're going to make it easy for artists to opt out of being trained or opt into being trained. And they're going to do attribution. And like Adobe's doing it right from a commercial standpoint. But from a quality standpoint, Midjourney's by far the best, in my opinion. Is Midjourney free? No, you can do like 25 images for free. You can kind of dick around with it. But if you really want to use it, I think the minimum tier is $10. That's what I pay, is $10. Because I don't do enough of it. I'm not doing images for a living. I saw cows doinking in a field on Reddit. It got weird. Yeah, well, that's Reddit. If you spend some time in Reddit, you're gonna see some shit. I just got on. Is this Photoshop? Yeah, the image that I was showing. Navy men with the disturbingly long raincoat and the furry friend that is Photoshop beta. So if you've got Creative Cloud, you just go to beta apps and go to the beta version of Storyvine. That's my company, of Photoshop, and you can play here. I'll do another one for you. So we'll pop open. So now we're going to do something behind him. Okay, so if we've got furries on one side of him, let's see. What are we going to do behind him? Let's do... okay, we're going to do generative fill. Now, I shouldn't do sexy fireman because I'll probably get booted off TikTok. Let's say... we'll say... what are they called? Radio City Dancers. Rockettes. Radio City Rockettes. Let's see if it knows who they are. It should. All right, so it's generating some stuff. What does it say? We didn't recognize your prompt as English. Oh, come on. Dancers, let's see. Line of female dancers from Radio City Music Hall. Dun, 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 dun. This could be comically bad too. This image is that's like Black Swan. That's like a nightmare of Black Swan. All right, that's just horrific. All right, let's kill the prompt altogether and just see what it generates for us. So this is the thing about generative fill right now is certain things like extending a beach, behind, someone you took a picture of. That's not too bad. That's pretty bad. Those are all pretty bad. So anyway, but you get the basic idea. Like that's actually passable. And so long as you have the furry in the foreground, like this is a genius photograph. So, so oh, it's comedy. That's comedy right there. All right. It's amazing. Pick art. Is that the new? It's the new put a bird on it. Yeah, I know. Well, the Adobe fill is funny, but it's also, if you watch YouTube videos of working photographers, and particularly working photographers that make a lot of money in retouching, you can see their faces explode. They're like, oh, let me fuck around with this Photoshop generative fill. I hear it's pretty cool, but whatever. I'm cool. Oh my God. You just see their fucking, like, oh fuck. Yeah, and that's, I mean, the while I joke about that, I mean, these tools are profoundly powerful. And while it's easy to make fun of them, and it's easy to demonize them, and it's easy to dismiss them, and it's easy to say the robots are going to kill us, these tools are going to be very, very disruptive in all industries, in certainly in all knowledge industries, in all creative industries. Very, very disruptive. So, and that's why this channel exists. Here's the deal. I would rather be on the surfboard in the tsunami than in the cozy beach cottage, right? Because this is a tsunami that's coming, and it's coming a lot faster than people realize. So, like, I'm on the fucking surfboard. I'm learning as much as I can. I started a TikTok channel at 58 because I'm an idiot. Why? Because I'm like, I got to get the shit that I'm learning out of my head, for one thing. Like, I got to just process it. And then if I can inspire even one person to, like, get on the other side of, being dismissive of it, or being fearful of it, and actually start learning what it makes possible, you're just going to be more in control of your destiny. So that's why this channel exists. Yesterday I have GPT for all on Windows. It worked perfect and is uncensored and can be offensive. Well, yeah. If you use an open source large language models without any guardrails on it, it'll tell you some shit. You gotta recognize that these large language models were built on kind of all of the public internet, right? So they know a lot about a lot, and there are some dark ass corners of humanity, right? So if you've got full access to all of that, it's going to get dark pretty quick. I would say lean to the light. Oh, they will get it back, Xfinity. I will not be holding my breath. New here. So is the big scare that AI could set its own goals? Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big scares. The basic idea is that it gets smart enough to get smarter than us and start to have its own agenda. And then you've got these things called autonomous agents, which are literally large language models setting their own goals. So the developer community, the lovely phrase "fuck around and find out" that everyone's talking about right now. We're in the fuck around phase with these large language models, especially with the open source ones and these autonomous agents. We may find out. We'll see. Hopefully they do it for good, but yeah. Okay. And of course, GPT for all is offline on your own PC. So if you don't want to have a connection anywhere, the power of something like GPT for all, where you can just install it on a local machine and run it without any internet connection, is just that you have this amazingly powerful tool, and you can do whatever you want. It's not connected to the internet. You're not going to give up any data. So I think I think it's wise to at least experiment with it. I'm replacing my best friend with an AI. It's very easy to joke about, digital companionship being creepy as fuck, and it is, and it's gonna be, but it's also gonna help a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of lonely people, and it's gonna help a lot of people. So, I don't fault anyone for starting to talk to these things, because in a lot of ways these tools can respond more empathetically than real humans do. And I don't mean to say that they have empathy. I'm very precise in what I'm saying here. They can respond with an empathetic response. They're actually quite nuanced. GPT for All remembers your input. Oh, that's cool. So you can create a real bully. That's funny. Is that you? It must be me. Or I might be GPT-5. What about that? What if this is the face they chose for GPT-5? Like there's that chick, that woman, chick. What am I, a misogynist pig? There's that woman that became the voice of Siri. Maybe this is the face of GPT-5. Huh? I want to marry an AI robot. I think someone will do that. Science fiction is talking about AI since decades. Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, AI's been around for decades. Neural nets and machine learning and all this stuff has been around for a long time. The transformer model that Google invented was invented in 2017. That's the foundation of all of the cool shit we're playing with today. So it's been around for a while. The difference is ChatGPT, and it's not so much that ChatGPT was a remarkable piece of software. It's that ChatGPT was the first thing that made it like stupid simple to be able to access these strong tools. And they went from 0 users to 100 million users in 6 weeks. The World Wide Web took 6 years. ChatGPT got to 100 million users in 6 weeks. 6 weeks? 6 weeks. Fastest adoption of software in history. So the difference is the interface, believe it or not. And now because that happened, now the floodgates have opened and everyone's sort of attacking this, and it's going to start accelerating even more. Should inference be done on laptops? Yes. Oh, I'm behind on my questions again. God dang you, TikTok. What do you just randomly jump me? You hacker, you. I know. That was from my North Carolina escalator escapades. Worst sound ever. I'm frozen. Oh, great. Am I frozen now? Can you just tap the screen if you can hear me? Because maybe I'm just talking to myself. I might be talking to myself. All right. Okay, there comes some hearts. Okay, I'm here. Yeah, Xfinity was screwing the pooch. I probably said something bad, and TikTok had their people call Xfinity's people, and they throttled my internet. Because, the Illuminati and all. Right? Can I tell you? Thank you, Natalia. I appreciate that. Looks like we got some new folks here. How are y'all? My name's Kyle Shannon, and this is the Toupee Corner. Sorry about what's going on with whatever the hell is on my head right now. Sorry, no, this is the AI Learning Lab. These URLs right here, I strongly believe if you haven't played with ChatGPT, you should do that. That top URL, chat.openai.com, that's the official website. Bing is also ChatGPT, that's GPT-4 for free. And then Poe.com's got a bunch of different things you can play with. If you haven't played with it yet, I strongly encourage you to do it. I'm trying to figure out where I was. ChatGPT won't tell me a joke about women, but told me the most degrading joke about men. Well, men deserve it. We're assholes. Listen, it's like whatever the rules are, and wherever the guardrails are is where the guardrails are. What are your thoughts? Hey, Rhonda, what are your thoughts on the convergence of AI and the blockchain? I think that blockchain kind of technologies and tokenization is going to be incredibly important. I think that AI ultimately is going to drive adoption of blockchain and will probably drive utility in NFTs, like not in scammy crypto boy NFTs, but in actual useful NFTs. Because I think that we're going to see an incredible sort of deluge of misinformation and deep fakes and things like that in the next election cycle coming up. And I think after that, there's going to be a demand, maybe even a governmental demand for the ability to identify authentic content. This is a real person saying a real thing, blockchain verified. Cha-ching. I think that's going to be really important. So I think that they're going to be very symbiotic. Right now they're kind of these two different worlds, and blockchain and NFTs, they have some PR issues to deal with. They kind of screwed the pooch by being a bunch of greedy pricks. GPT for all is Dan mode all the time. Yeah, exactly. Can ChatGPT create art? Actually, it can. What's that? Oh, damn it! I always forget this. Okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Let's go do something cool here. Scripting language that artists use to make art and NFTs. I know they use various ones. JavaScript is not the one I'm thinking of. Come on. It's not Python. It's not Solidity. I think I threw it off with the NFTs. GLSL, it's not that. Processing, that's it. Okay. Where do I run processing code, and how do I run it? Question mark. So was it Beeple that did it? No, it was I don't know. There's some famous NFT artist out there that used processing. Okay, so we're going to go to processing.org. Choose the version. Oh, wait, I think I might have this installed. Is it processing? Do I have it? No. All right, let's go get it. What'd you do tonight? I watched some guy install some software. Sorry about this. All right, I'm going to download software. We're going to go get a Mac OS. We're going to get Apple Silicon. I'm on M1, baby. Oh, yeah. Did you see that M2 Ultra? The performance of that is fucking insane. Oh, I downloaded it twice. When in doubt, download your software twice. Why? Because everything lives in the cloud and hard drives don't matter anymore. All right. We're waiting. So anyway, okay, so what we're going to do while that's downloading, we're going to go back to ChatGPT. You can make money with ChatGPT. We're going to go back to ChatGPT, and we're going to say, okay, please write me a processing script that, creates a fractal pattern that includes birds. I don't know. And has a blue, orange, and black color palette. Spelled palette wrong. Okay. Creating a fractal pattern can be quite complex. However, I can demonstrate how to create a simple fractal tree using processing. Wait. Please note, processing isn't very good at creating detailed objects like birds. Fine. All right. So it's writing the processing code now. So now let's go back over to, where's my downloads window? Dun, 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 dun. It's so exciting. So he downloaded this file and then he ran it, and then he went to ChatGPT and he wrote some code. And I don't know what the code did, but then he opened the software, and then his computer froze, and that was kind of it. Let's see, processing. Okay. So now we're running processing. We're going to open it. Hopefully my Mac gives it permission to run. Processing 4. Is this exciting? Tap the screen if you're excited to see this. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to do we're going to go copy code. So it wrote us the code. So I'm just going to say copy code, copied. And then we're going to go over here to processing, and we're going to paste it in. And then I'm going to hit run. Bang. And there you go. It made a fractal tree. Now, obviously, I didn't give it any decent instructions there. But it wrote the code and, taught me how to program it. So that's one way it can do it. You can also have ChatGPT write prompts for Midjourney. Like someone did like a web page that had all the different parameters that Midjourney can understand, like camera lenses and, like art media and just all that sort of shit. And I put it in a prompt and I said, here's how Midjourney makes prompts. It can use all these different attributes. And so I want you to ask me, like 2 or 3 questions about a prompt. And then it would just make an incredibly sophisticated prompt out of that and just paste that into Midjourney. I was doing similar images in PS Beta. It's fun to use on moon landing photos. Yeah, you can absolutely make, photos that show that the moon landing was fake or real. Which one was it? All right. So hopefully that little rabbit hole of processing didn't put you all to sleep. Okay. Why can't AI get hands down? It's so unnerving. They're getting there. Midjourney 5.1 is much better. I think, as unnerving as the hands are right now, I think we'll look back on this time and go, remember when it couldn't do hands? Those pretzel hands were awesome, right? I think we'll be nostalgic for the hands. It'll be like the modem sound for us Gen Xers. Yeah, hands are better in MJ5 now. Yep. Is this live or a recording? I don't know. Or is it a simulation? He could be simulated. It's very possibly simulated. I don't think he's real. Why it seems like a recording is I'm trying to actually answer all the questions. So I get really far behind. Like right now I've got 46 new messages. So there's probably 50 or 60 messages that I'll try to get to. But if I don't, it's because I'm old and slow. And so it seems like a recording and like I'm not paying attention to you. But I am. I'm just behind. That's how it goes here. He's backed up on answering questions. Thank you, Molly. See, you folks have my back. You understand how this works now. I've only been doing this for I don't know, 7 or 8 or 10 days, the live things. And the first 2 times I did it, I did like 3 of them and then I got booted off for 7 days twice in a row. I don't know why, but whatever. Did I read Andreessen's post on AI today? Yeah, in fact, I wrote a Twitter thread about it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I'm gonna post that tomorrow. Is Bing Chat better than ChatGPT? Well, no. It's getting close though. So here's what happened with Bing Chat. So Microsoft announces that they made this big investment in OpenAI, and then OpenAI announces GPT-4, and then Microsoft says Bing now has GPT in it, and it turns out that was GPT-4. And it was initially really good. It had some issues, but it was really good. But then a reporter from the New York Times decided to chat with it for like 4 hours straight, and it kind of snapped and lost its mind. And it told this reporter that its name was Sydney and that it loved him and he should leave his wife. And apparently the editors at the New York Times thought that would make an awesome front page article. So it made the cover of the New York Times. So Microsoft went on ahead and lobotomized Sydney and really dumbed it down. And there was like a while there you could only do like 5 prompts and then it would lock you out. And it's much better than it was. But the official ChatGPT website, that top one, chat.openai.com, the GPT-4 at OpenAI's site's just much better right now. Microsoft will catch up, but they're still licking their wounds from that PR disaster. Can AI help us improve breakthroughs for alternative energy? I think these generative AI things, we're going to see lots and lots of scientific breakthroughs, medical breakthroughs, energy breakthroughs, probably climate change breakthroughs, lots and lots of them. So yeah, I think it will. I think Skynet's a possibility. Sure, it is. So is the humans being amplified and becoming higher versions of themselves. I think the reality is somewhere between the two. Why can't I see any of the questions being answered? Because I'm way behind. I'm not answering the ones all the way at the bottom. And this is what happens when you put old people on TikTok. It's just all the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Do, 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 do. He's answering all the comments. Yes. Thank you, CW. I'm answering all the comments. Why? Because I care. You come for the AI, you stay for the toupee. GPT was woke when I asked it some political questions. Woke is such a charged word right now, but one of the things that I've noticed about GPT is that it will actually give you far more nuanced answers than human beings will when you ask it tough, polarizing questions, because it doesn't give a shit about it doesn't have the emotion that we all have, where certain words are code words for get pissed off now. If 80% of the world is nuts, isn't that a form of organic AI conditioning? Yes, it is. I mean, the reality is that these GPT models are reflections of humanity, right? And everyone's like, oh, it's biased, it's left leaning, or it's right leaning, or whatever it is. It's a reflection of humanity, and humanity's full of bias. All you need is AI. That's a play on all you need. Attention is all you need. I'm thinking. Sorry, I lost my place again. Hold, please. Hold, please. We're coming. We're coming. Trying to find my place. Why can't I see any of the questions being answered? Okay, here. I found it. I found where I was. He did it, Jim. He did it. He found his place in line. Da 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 da. Is he crazy? Is he? All of a sudden, I just reminded myself of Maria Bamford, who is crazy but funny. We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. You are now. Yay! You're talking to yourself. Yes, I am. That's what this is. And you're watching me talk to myself. So who's the crazy one? All right, throttled your internet probably. Who could forget about net neutrality? Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, Amelia's wife. Am I late, Kyle? Well, I started at, I don't know, 10, probably been going for about an hour. I did play with ChatGPT. I told it that it was the devil. It denied it. Well, of course, it's the devil. It would deny it. That's how devils work. Experience interruptions. Do you think chat is transgender? I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot penis. Poll. Can you comment on IP and ChatGPT? Sure. I assume you mean intellectual property, not internet protocol. Intellectual property right now is a incredibly gray area where there's no clarity. I think the latest ruling that the Copyright Office made is flawed and ridiculous, where they basically said you can't copyright AI generated images. And if you if you look at this masterpiece that I created, it took me a prompt in Midjourney, choosing one of 4 photos in Midjourney, bringing it into Photoshop, expanding the canvas, deciding that I didn't just want a Navy man in the 40s in Times Square, but I wanted him with a furry. So even though this was all AI generated, it was, human intention behind it, right? Like, AI didn't decide to make a fucking furry picture. I did. So one issue is you've got, and then Japan just decided they're not going to enforce any copyright claims on, if you say, hey, AI stole my shit, Japan basically just said, fuck it, we're not dealing with any of it. Everyone's trying to sort of figure out where the boundaries are. Nobody knows where the boundaries are. So that's one issue. Is just can you copyright things? The other issue is on the attribution and compensation side. These models, with the exception of Adobe, the image models, but even ChatGPT on the language side, were trained on massive amounts of data that, of course, included work by artists that they didn't have permission to use, but it was out there on the public internet. So if a photographer had a website, like I had a website that was up. So my photographs are probably in ChatGPT somewhere, or in Midjourney and Stable Diffusion somewhere. One of the misconceptions is that these models are copying and pasting other people's work. It's not how they work. They are generating original new content, like from a pixel level, but it was trained on other people's work. And if you explicitly call out a famous artist like Greg Rutkowski, it'll make shit that looks like his work, and that potentially threatens his livelihood. But who do you sue? Do you sue the model builders? Do you sue the person that made the art? Do you sue the company that they made the art for, that paid them to make the art? So who wins in all of this in the next 20 years are the IP attorneys. They're going to get fucking rich. And then it will work itself out. We'll figure out. I think how Adobe's approaching this is really smart. They trained everything on public domain and things that they owned rights to, and they're giving artists the ability to opt out, opt in. They're going to do attribution. They're probably going to do compensation at some point. So they'll figure it out. So it's just a big fucking hot mess right now, and I'm just essentially ignoring it. I'm being careful not to use. If I want to use anything commercially, then I'm being more careful. If I'm just dicking around with stuff, I'm not really worried about it. What would be a useful NFT? I don't think that exists. Yeah, I agree with that. But a useful NFT might be. So I've got a video company called Storyvine, and we have our app guides an end user through telling a story. So it might be a patient talking about their disease journey. So I could see having an NFT layer where somebody films a video in the Storyvine app, and when that video is approved, it's minted into an NFT that verifies that that's actually a human being telling their story, and that video hasn't been modified, right? And that that video could be shared around, and if there's attribution or if there's compensation tied to that, that could be carried in the smart contract. So I think there's all sorts of interesting ways for authenticity and verification and monetization. That when you roll it together at generative AI could be really interesting. What will be happening in ChatGPT a year from now? Holy shit, I don't know. GPT-5 is going to be something else. Like GPT-4 is already supposed to be multimodal, meaning you can upload an image and talk to it, but it's not. They haven't released that yet. It's still very, very limited. And I also think that we've seen Sam Altman making the rounds saying, hey, we should be regulated. I think they're going to slow roll it. But I think probably a year from now, probably we'll have GPT-5. And God only knows, it'll probably do video. It'll probably input and output video. It can probably read anything. The plugin store will be massive. I don't know. It's going to be insane. It's already insane. I can't even imagine 6 months from now, much less a year from now. How do I get my screen like that? This is just a mode. When you go live, there's a mode called dual screen. And this is just a little window that turns on my back camera. And that's just my laptop out there. Can I use pictures of family and build a picture in something like Midjourney, or should I not? I don't know if you can pay $60 a month to Midjourney to have your own private channel where no one can see your shit. You're still sending data to someone's server, so I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. Do you have pictures of your family on Facebook and on Google? Do you use Google Docs? I I feel like the privacy train left the station 20 years ago. Like we gave up all of our privacy to Google and Facebook, right? They gave us all this free shit. We're like, "Ooh, free shit. Oh, you want my fingerprint? You want my DNA? Here, let me spit in the thing and send it off to, you know, to the ancestry.com." Like, I don't know. I feel like we've already that ship's already sailed. All right, Apple new phones will be preloaded with generative AI, super all-in-one app that does all things. Yeah, I agree with that. I saw I don't know if it must have been a tweet, but they were talking about the idea of the everything app that we're just going to have sort of, whether it's a phone or a laptop, you're going to have a single app that you just tell it what you want it to do, and it will just fucking self-configure itself. It'll figure out what plugins it needs, and if it doesn't have the plugin, it'll just write the code and just do the shit for you. I think you're right. I think that's coming. What are NFTs? NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. They are basically blockchain verified um, blockchain verified like collectibles right now is what they're being used for. You can use them for other things. Like you can use them for access tokens. So there's NFTs that if I own a certain NFT, like I'm part of an NFT project called Neo Tokyo, and it was like this scavenger hunt to get in, and you had to get 4 different NFTs, and you uploaded them, and it turned into a citizen, and if you have that citizen, that's your key to have access to a community of other people that did this. So you can use them as access tokens like that. You can use them like trading cards. They've gotten a really bad name because a bunch of scammy, you know, rip-off people created a bunch of projects that, made money off of their communities that they built and then took the money and ran. And so, yeah, anyway. Can you support my account, please? I don't quite know what that means, but sure, I support your account. Mac Pro is insane. I know. The M2 Ultra and the Mac Pro. What does it do? It does something like 6 or 8 or 18. I don't know, some ridiculous amount of 8K streams. Like, just fucking crazy. Will the election turn people against ChatGPT? They'll probably turn it more against the deep fakes and stuff like that. GPT might help in creating tens of thousands of misinformation, well written misinformation things. I think what the election is going to do is turn people against, or it's going to turn people towards demanding authenticity. I think it's going to be really ugly. But I could be wrong. It might just be that I'm tired and it's late. It's 11:30 here in Denver. The cloud still uses drives for storage. Yep, I know, but I don't have them on my machine, and I can save more shit than the size of my hard drive. That's what I was talking about. Can you support my account, please? I don't know what that means. My AMD Ryzen 5950X versus Apple M1 Ultra 20 core. AMD is faster. Yeah, no, whatever. I don't have any interest in the PC and Mac war. I'm a Mac guy through and through, but I am impressed with Microsoft in the past 6 months. I've been a Microsoft basher for 3 decades, so don't get me started on No, longer than that. I hated Microsoft in 1977. Fuck, that's been Jesus Christ. 20, like almost 50 years I've hated Microsoft. Fuck them. But the last 6 months, they're acting like a startup. I think what they're doing right now is really impressive. This guy was kicked by his provider. I'm crashing. You're awesome. Thank you. Good night, Molly. She's probably gone because I'm so far behind. It's 8 a.m. here in Lithuania. Cool. I've got hand. Have I ever talked with Charles Hoskinson's? No, I haven't. He's here in Colorado, isn't he? Isn't he? Which fucking project is that? I don't know. It's one of the crypto coins. I haven't. I've watched a bunch of his videos. He's pretty impressive dude. You're my favorite TikTok. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Is Midjourney only available through subscription? Yeah, it really is. And you've got to be on TikTok. Internet Computer Protocol does not require computer cloud and ideal AI and metaverse. Okay, I have no idea what that meant. What time are your lives and what days are you on? I don't know. I have ADD, so me and a schedule do not get along. I try to do it every night. I would like to do it like 8ish at night, but like tonight I had an AI salon, so I didn't get home till 10:30, 10 or 10:30. Can ChatGPT go live on TikTok? You're looking at him. I'm GPT-5. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, yeah, see? Ya palooka? I'm telling ya. Yeah. I hesitate. Sorry, lost my place again. TikTok just jumped me to the bottom. Okay, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I need an AI wife. My wife is hella drama. Your AI wife's gonna be crazy too. They're just like, listen, relationships are rough, man. I've been married for 33 years, 34 years. You go through some shit, but it's cool. Getty Images watermark is showing up in some generations. That's because it was trained on Getty Images that were watermarked. Does our IP remain ours when we use AI? It is completely unclear. Copyright Office says no, but they say if you can prove that it was human contributed or human whatever, if humans contributed to the making of it, if you can prove that, then you can maybe get copyright. It's a disaster right now, but I don't know. NFT backed or collateralized by useful commodities would be made illegal by SEC as securities. Okay, yeah, I know. And it doesn't have to be NFTs and it doesn't have to be blockchain. It just needs to be some sort of tokenization technology that can verify that, this thing is this thing. And, this article was written by the New York Times and it's verified that it was written by this reporter on this day and green check mark. It's not misinformation. We need some sort of system like that, and whether it's blockchain or not, I don't give a shit, but something that tokenizes and verifies authenticity. I think it's going to be really important. I've got nothing to hide. Me neither. I accept a lot. Stop giving away our rights. Yeah! If I was giving away the rights, sorry. WorldCoin takes pictures of eyes. Yeah, so if you don't know what WorldCoin is, this is Sam Altman's new startup. I think he just raised $100 million for it. It's actually interesting. So he's going to send you a little orb that scans your eyes, as does the new Apple headset. But Apple's keeping all of the privacy stuff local to the machine, which good on Apple. They're good at that shit. But WorldCoin, so you get this orb, you scan your eye, it verifies that you're human, and then they're going to give you some cryptocurrency called WorldCoin. And he's doing it to essentially create a verified human, thing so that we can determine, is the person on this TikTok actually real? And then apparently they verify that you're human and then they actually don't use that data anymore, is what they're claiming. But, let's be more cynical than that. Let's assume they're going to take our data. All right, I don't mind giving away rights. I've got nothing to hide. I know, I'm the same way. Give me all your passwords if you have nothing to hide. No. All right, I ask Alexa, who's smarter, Alexa or ChatGPT? And Alexa says no one knows. Oh, Alexa, we fucking know. ChatGPT is way fucking smarter. Fractionalized NFT is violating SEC confusion. Oh, stop it. Trump had NFT. Yeah, he did. He did. That was funny. He did have an NFT. So did Floyd Mayweather. I owned a bunch of those pieces of dog shit. In this day and age, the excuse to take away your rights. Okay, do you know if these local LLMs like Ooga Booga or Stable Diffusion are communicating to a central server? The open source ones that you install, like GPT for All, is not communicating with an open server, with a central server. But there might be some that do, but I don't know. I haven't dug deep enough into the world of locally installed LLMs, but there will be some that you can do safely. Look up GPT for all. GPT for all. Starbucks gave away NFTs that are now selling for $2,000. I know, and I had an NFT that was worth 200 grand at some point, and I didn't sell, and now it's worth like doggy poo poo. So, who's the fucking genius now? Not me. The European Union forces media makers to make AI generated content. What? Oh, to mark AI generated content. Yeah, that makes sense. So the thing that's fascinating about that for me is, if I've got generative fill within Photoshop, if I take a picture of a beach scene and I slightly expand it with generative fill, that's still my photo, right? Yeah. At what point do I infringe upon the photo that it's AI generated? Like, I don't know where the boundary is when these GPT tools are rolled into Microsoft Word and Google Docs, and I'm writing something, and then there's that little button there. Ethan Mollick just did a piece on this. He talks about the button. How much are you going to use the button? The button is help me write, and it's generative AI, and I'm writing something. I'm like, help me write. And it pops in a paragraph for me. At what point is that AI generated? I think there's an artificial boundary right now that AI shit is bad and human shit is good. But it's not going to be like that. It's going to be much more like this. It's going to be humans doing the creative intent and these machines being their bitches and doing the work for them. And it's going to be much more like a collaboration. So I don't know. I don't know. We're in a frustrating place right now because everyone's afraid that the robots are going to kill us. And so they're like, the robots are bad. And movies told us that they were bad. And people are going to marry robots. And that's going to be creepy. I don't want AI. We just got over COVID. I don't want to reinvent everything now. Like, that's what we're going through, you know? Sorry about that. What is Microsoft doing now? They're doing so much. So first they started out by investing $1 billion in OpenAI, and then a month later they go, you know what? Let's make it $10 billion. And then they rolled out Bing with chat, which for the first time kind of ever, Bing was all of a sudden a major threat to Google. And Google invented the core technology sitting underneath ChatGPT. So they did that, and then they announced that they're going to roll ChatGPT, or what they call Copilot, into all of Office 365, and then they announced that they're going to roll it into all of their cloud services. And then 2 weeks ago, they said they're going to roll it into Windows 11. And they're moving fast. They're integrating this stuff in really elegant ways. And they're acting like a startup. And the CEO is like giddy over the fact that he's pissing off Google. It's pretty funny. They're just acting scrappy. You meant Discord for Midjourney. Yes, sorry. I don't know what I said. ADA Cardano, yes, is Colorado plus Wyoming. Oh, Wyoming's where Charles Hoskinson's live. Yeah, Cardano, that's what it was. Yeah, I went fairly deep into the blockchain NFT world for a while, and what was fascinating was I was really hot on it for a while, and then the deeper I dug into it, the less real it felt. And AI is the complete opposite. The deeper I dig, the more profound it feels. I'm a business analyst, and I'm using ChatGPT to help write my agile epics and stories. Perfect. That's a great use. Nobody at work wants to talk about what we're all thinking, which is we're fucked, right? And that's why this channel exists, because I think if everyone's like, oh shit, ChatGPT is going to fuck with my job, if you ignore it, it's going to fuck with your job. There's a saying that Paul Reitzer put out there from the Marketing AI Institute, that AI is not going to take your job, but someone using AI will. And so the only hedge against the coming smack in the face is start learning these tools. So if you're new here, this is the AI Learning Lab. Go to chat.openai.com and start playing with ChatGPT. Do it now if you haven't played with it. And I'm almost out of questions here. Hey, Ron, how do you deal with creatives that are offended by the use of ChatGPT? They're going to need to find their own path. And I don't know. You know, like they'll learn. Like if they resist it too long, some snot-nosed punk or some snot-nosed Gen Xer like me is going to come along and be really kick-ass at generative AI, and the boss is going to go, hey, I know you used to be the hotshot creative here, but you're not keeping up with the skills, and peace. See you later. I'm hiring this old guy, or I'm hiring this young guy, or gal. So I think they got to find their own path. I think rather than try to tell people that they should do it, show them, show them what it can do. Because I think a lot of the fear is out of ignorance. Like once people actually start playing with these tools, their tune tends to change. They're like, oh, it could do that. Oh shit, really? Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, could it do that? You know what I could do? Oh, I kind of hate my job anyway. You know what I'd really like to do? Could it help me with that? Oh, it could? Oh, then people, like I see it all the time where people go into it very skeptical and then they have this breakthrough moment where they're like, holy shit, this could be amazing. Oh, it looks like we got some more new people here. My name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. I just ramble incoherently for hours, apparently, and people hang out with me. These URLs are here just as a resource. The top one is the official ChatGPT website. Go play with that. Bing is GPT-4 for free, and it's connected to the internet. Poe.com lets you play with 5 or 6 different large language models, which is kind of fun and exciting. Prompts.chat will teach you how to prompt, and Futurepedia's a bunch of AI tools. So that should be fun. TikTok, great job. You've been live for 90 minutes. What are you, dum-dum? Uh-huh. Okay, Japan declared AI models don't violate copyright law. Exactly. They're not gonna if anyone says AI was trained on my copywritten shit and therefore I'm gonna go after whoever made that art, Japan's not gonna honor that. The conversation around data privacy here is irresponsible. Okay, I don't think we were having a conversation around data privacy, but if you want to have data privacy, run your shit locally. If you aren't doing anything critical, then give it away. And if you are doing something critical, then make standalone virtual machines. I mean, I'm happy to talk about data privacy, but I personally don't give too much of a shit about my personal stuff right now because I'm just learning. When I do critical stuff, I'm doing it. I mean, I've got an 11-year-old company. We work in the pharma industry, and so I take data privacy very, very seriously. All right, ICP blockchain is built on internet, not centralized computer cloud, very fast and no censorship. Okay, cool. ICP, it just booted me somewhere. It's not a photo, it's a photo illustration. Okay. I don't know what the difference is. They're all pixels to me. Like, yeah, at what point do you contrast and saturate a photo where it becomes an illustration? Where's that boundary? I don't know. Does it matter? Every AI will have its own human slave. Every AI will have its own human slave. No, I think it's the other way around. Every human will have its own AI slave. But we'll see. Yours is a darker future than mine. But you also installed GPT for all on your computer and got it to do some really nasty stuff. So I think you're in a darker place than I am right now. AI artwork has some telltale signs to it. AI, I have found it's true. It won't a year from now. It's getting better and better, and it's getting harder and harder to find those signs. Like the pretzel hands, are clearly a problem, but that's not going to be there for long. The reason why LLMs have been rolled out now is because of a labor output shortage. Possibly. Well, I don't know if that's why they were put out. You can't manufacture 100 million people signing up for a tool in 6 weeks. Like, that's not a government plot. That's a piece of technology being put out there that resonated with, a lot of people. What might AI combined with quantum computers look like. Like really intense training and really powerful models. The models are going to get better and better and better. Like all this AI stuff that we have right now is the worst it's ever going to be. They've had these tools for a long time. I agree, but ChatGPT changed the game because it made AI accessible to non-engineers, researchers, and scientists. I use AI app to create children's books and illustrations. It's brilliant for that. Check out founder of Internet Computer Protocol. Okay, I'll do that. They are the Betamax users of the AI revolution. I don't know who they are, but that sounds funny. Hi there. Someone said hi. Hello. Barely privileged white guy. Good name. That's pretty funny. Why is it considered plagiarism to use ChatGPT? Well, so it's not plagiarism. If you understand how the tool actually works, it's writing original content word by word. But it is trained on like all of the public internet. So within all of that training are, papers that have been written and copywritten shit and just all that sort of stuff. So when you create a prompt and say, write something in the style of this author, and mimic the structure of this book that they did and all that sort of stuff, it's a gray area, but it's not plagiarism. These tools are not copying and pasting passages from copywritten work and just pasting that in. It's actually generating original content. They will if it's actual content and not style. The Copyright Office, I assume that's what you mean. Plagiarism is an academic construct. Wait, what was that? That looked interesting. Oh, I lost it. God damn you, TikTok. I'm sorry if you're here, Emilio's wife. I know I shouldn't use the GD word to defend you. Sorry. I'm just a swearer from way back. They're the Betamax users. Okay, wait. Plagiarism is an academic construct, not a legal one. Yeah, exactly. I'm not talking in academia. It's not plagiarism. People can call it plagiarism, but again, when they rolled generative AI into Microsoft Word, and when they roll it into Google Docs and Google Sheets and PowerPoint and all of that stuff, are you going to not push the button if it can write a first draft for you of the email you're about to write in 2 seconds? Are you going to spend half an hour writing that? Why? It's not plagiarism. Because in academia, we set rules that are different than straight copyright. Okay. There used to be editorial lines between photo and photo illustration about ethics. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know enough about that. Like I said, the IP attorneys and... I mean, when we're moving into a world with infinite content generation, does copyright even make sense? Like, on some sense, it like on some level it does, in some cases, but like if you play this out 5 years from now, if I can say I want to watch Star Wars, but I want it to look like The Simpsons, and I want it to be a comedy, and have the comedy style of Seinfeld. I want it to look like The Simpsons, but I want it to be Star Wars, and I want to watch that right now. And I only watched that once, and it's just for me. Like, I don't know. I just feel like everything gets transformed with these tools. Education, copyright laws, creative output, where the value is of creative, who's creative, who gets paid for it, how they get paid. I just feel like everything changes. Did you see Grimes, Elon Musk's ex, after that Drake Weekend synthesized song came out that like was a hit on Spotify, but it was like synthesized voices. It was like fan generated song, but it was a hit. And then they pulled it down. And then the next week, Grimes said, synthesize me all you want. Just give me 50%. Like, that's a really interesting model. She's like, you're gonna rip me off anyway, so just go ahead and do it. clone my voice, clone my likeness, clone my musical style, go make shit. If you make money on it, give me 50%. I think that's a really interesting model. But that kind of blows up the music industry, that blows up copyright, that blows up fan generated art. So, I don't know. It's way above my pay grade. Quantum computing and quantum cognition for AI. AI, a new promising approach. Yeah, I think I don't know enough about quantum computing other than you need a fuck ton of compute to really do these AI models well. So quantum computing will give us that, and maybe it's faster. I don't know. What do you say to people who are worried about copyright on their dumb writing? Give it up. I don't know. I am not the person to ask about copyright. I've written 7 screenplays. Don't get me wrong. I have the little circle next to the date when I wrote it. So, and I registered them with the Copyright Office. But I just think we're entering a completely different, everything's different. It's just a different paradigm we're stepping into. I think the big step is the interface. Yep, there will be a brain connection, and this will get science. It looks like you said. What do I think about changing personalities of the AI? How do I keep from getting blocked? And can you use different personality in the photo generators? I don't quite know what you mean and what you mean about getting blocked. Oh, if you're asking ChatGPT to do shit that's outside of its safety guidelines, you either have to jailbreak it with something like Dan, the Do Anything Now bot, or you need to install an open source large language model that doesn't have any safety guardrails on it. What do I think about? And then in the photo thing, can you use different personalities? I don't quite know what that means. Why can't we have AI create resumes for us or write screenplays? You can. You absolutely can. Go do it. Go there right now. Oops. Chat.openai.com. Copy your LinkedIn profile, assuming you have one. Copy your LinkedIn profile, paste it into ChatGPT, and then hit Shift Return to make some line breaks and say, write me a resume based on this LinkedIn profile, and it'll write it for you. And then give it a screenplay idea and tell it to write you an outline, and then tell it to write you the first scene, and it will. In fact, you want to see it now? I got to go to bed. Didn't I say that like half an hour ago? Let's go to GPT-4 because it's just so much better. Use the hero's journey story framework and write me an outline for a feature-length screenplay. We don't want no dang short. Feature-length screenplay about a guy that looks like Rosie O'Donnell, but is really just a fat Alec Baldwin. Make it a comedy. I don't know. That's a horrible. The Unlikely Double. Act 1, Ordinary World. Our hero, Jerry, a robust man who bears an uncanny resemblance to Rosie O'Donnell and also a heavier version of Alec Baldwin, leads a mundane life as an underpaid actor in a small town. Oh, that's good. Jerry is often ridiculed by the townsfolk. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to stop it there, and I'll say, write me a funny opening scene where Jerry is asked to sign an autograph as Rosie. Boom. Fade in. Interior, local grocery store day. So, it understands screenwriting format. Jerry, a robust and lovable character, pushes his shopping cart around the cereal aisle. He's got a jovial spring in his step despite his size. Suddenly, Mrs. Kaplan, a nearsighted elderly woman, shuffles towards him and squints. Good heavens, Rosie, is that you? Afraid not, Mrs. Kaplan. It's just me, Jerry. Oh, don't be humble, Rosie. Can I get an autograph? You see? You see why we do this? Privacy coins are... Wait, what? Sorry, I lost my place in line. I lost my place in line. I lost my place in line. Privacy coins are being banned, but midnight is acceptable for reasonable security. Okay, don't know what that means. Is it possible that humans will not have to work as many hours a week in the near future? It's very possible. It's possible our productivity goes up and our work hours go down, which is really going to be weird. Even if that's sort of a fantasy that, yeah, it'd be great to work 20 hours a week but still get paid for 40. But it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. Someone got in trouble. Uh-oh. I had a paper and I got in trouble for using AI. Let it pass. Keep learning AI. Can AI start making things with 3D printers? Yes, that will be coming. In fact, it's probably there already to some degree. I know in manufacturing they use AI to do 3D product design all the time. But I assume you mean text to 3D object to 3D print. Recently, AI helped design new and improved electrolysis. Yep, very cool. It's going to help with so many scientific breakthroughs. Just wanted to say thank you. You inspired me to use ChatGPT and write a letter to the IRS. Yes, I think that's going to be a big thing. So one of the things that ChatGPT does really well is analyze the complicated and make it simple. It does it really well. So you can do things like take the tax code and say, hey, ChatGPT, help me fucking understand this. Are there any loopholes I could take advantage of legally? Out it'll come. So I think that idea of these tools helping us accomplish things in this overly complicated world, I think is going to be a real power use case. The fact that you did that, that's really awesome. Photos are a representation of actual life. A photo illustration is a model of what someone perceived. Oh, that's an interesting definition. That's really cool. But now that we have photos that are indistinguishable from real life, I got nothing for you. I think that definition is not long for this world. Are any free voice cloning tools out there? I don't know free ones, but I don't know. There's 11 Labs, which is not cheap, and there's DID, which is neither of them are cheap. I don't know. I think I just saw there's an open source voice cloning thing that you can install on your local machine, but you're going to have to go to GitHub and find it. I would go to, actually what you can do, go to futurepedia.io and look up voice synthesis there. There'll be tools there, and you can figure out if any of them are free. Excuse me, all of a sudden I got hiccups or burps or something. What the hell is this? How much is NVIDIA's stock price going up? They just hit $1 trillion market cap. It's insane. NFT has helped music artists get money without gatekeepers. Yep. I have a number of royal NFTs from like Chainsmokers and Nas and things like that. So I think that's a really interesting model. Will AI be able to discover if life exists on other planets? Possibly. Holy shit. Oh my God, you're amazing. I assume that meant on writing the screenplay thing there. Yeah, I know. It's pretty amazing. Is the text entered in the chat at risk to become public or disclosed? Yes. So this is an important... Go to your settings and... At the bottom of the settings is data controls, and go to data controls, and there's a couple of things to pay attention to here. So the top thing, chat history and training, if you turn that off, it will not keep your chat history, that's where the bulk of the vulnerabilities lie, from what I understand. But it will also delete your chat history. So I've got like a bunch of things in my chat history I don't want to get rid of, so I keep that on for now. At some point, I'm going to have to deal with it. So if you're going to do that, go to this option, export data. So export your data first. That'll get your chat history down, and then you can turn off chat history and training. That will make it more secure. I wouldn't call it secure. You're still sending data over the internet, to a service. I don't know at what point is it encrypted at rest or all that sort of shit. I don't know. OpenAI has said they're going to create a business subscription, and the business subscription should have significantly more stringent privacy controls. They're just not there now, but that should help. There, I did good privacy things. Whoever told me I was being a privacy asshole. Facebook banned me for life. Can I sign up for new Facebook members? That's funny. eBay banned me for life, and there's no way to protest it. And that was like 15 years ago. I still have no idea what I did, but whatever. Rosie is extremely active on TikTok. Well, here I am. I did not know that, but yeah, I'd love to talk to Rosie. It's funny that I keep getting called her. Do I have any? Wait, do you have to act? Do you have to act pretty professional ever? Like when I'm acting like a CEO in my business, talking to pharma companies every single day. That's why I come here and act like an idiot. What AI is be better for criminals or those fighting crimes? Any of the open source ones, they don't have any of the guardrails on them, but you got to figure out how to install that shit. Can AI help with hologram images? I don't know what they are, but probably. I asked it questions about aliens and crop circles. Was interesting. Yeah, again, it was trained on all of the internet, so all the crap that was on there, all the all of the, what do you call it? The conspiracy theories are out there. All right, I am going to do 2 more questions, and I'm going to bed. Does AI have the ability to start a billion-dollar company with less employees? Yes. In fact, if you ever listen to Jason Calacanis and those 4 investor dudes out of San Francisco, they're talking a lot about this right now. That companies like billion-dollar companies are not going to need $300 or $500 million to get started anymore. There's going to be, it might be more like 50 million or 10 million. And it's gonna screw up the VC formula, which I think is a good thing. It's a good formula to be screwed with. But yeah, I think there's going to be incredibly small companies doing incredibly powerful things and getting crazy valuations. I think we're going to see a lot of that in the next 3 years. What's the verdict on crop circles? All right, I think we're done here. I'm out of questions. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This has been fun. Peace. I hope this helps, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Hope everybody has a good night. What night is tonight? Tuesday? Tuesday, right? Yeah. Peace out, everybody.